y'all, we come with analyzing evil, Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise. Listen, y'all, bruh, I watched this movie for the first time. The first one. I ain't seen the other two. Y'all. Who made this? You? Listen, if you ever see this, you is a crazy man or woman. Cause what the I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you have seen at least the first movie. This nigga, he's crazy as shit. Y'all, I don't think I ever seen somebody more badass. Like, he is actually, he don't talk. I think that's the most terrifying. He don't say a word. He don't even laugh out loud. He just on bad timing. But like, y'all, I was watching this in utter disbelief. Bruh, listen, I can't say what I saw. Like, I can't, but I'm gonna describe the scene. So y'all know the girl who took the picture with him. You remember when her scene came up down in the basement? Y'all, I done seen The Boys, Invincible, play Mortal Kombat. I done did it. I done seen it. I didn't watch. What is the movie? What is the Human Centipede? I done seen crazy. Yo, that literally blew my mind. I'm like, how? Where? How did y'all get away with this? I had to react to this. I literally had to. I had to talk about it with y'all because y'all, you know I love y'all, and I have to find a way to react to movies on here, bro, because there is literally no way bro. There's no way. If you haven't seen the movies, y'all, this isn't a paid promotion or nothing. Go watch the movie. Go watch the movie, and you come back and you tell me how you viewed it, what you think, please. Let's go ahead and get to the video. Welcome new people, new subscribers. Hey, hold on, wrong button. My bad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 201st episode of Analyzing Evil.
Like, how do you even sit with that nigga next to you?
Terrifier franchise. A recent addition to the pantheon of horror icons, Art has become as recognizable as Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
And while his design is fantastic, it's the way he moves and acts that has made him such a memorable character.
Yeah.
And in this video, we're going to discuss all the little details that we see throughout the entries in this series that have been released so far that make Art one of the most sinisterly delightful horror villains ever made. But before we start talking about the overwhelming horror of this mime-like clown,
look at this,
or clown-like mime, let's first talk about our sponsor for this video, Mondo. Mondo is a company that is revolutionizing the men's odor control industry by reimagining and perfecting the products you use on a daily basis. Mondo was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO is being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And so the team over at Mondo has created products that serve as high-performance whole-body deodorant that you can use everywhere.
I'll let you slide,
pits, feet, and packages. And Mondo has been clinically proven to control odor
when he said
better than
BO,
a shower
I'm like,
with
what's
soap
he
alone.
talking about?
12 hours after a shower, the average men's grundle level, which is a neat little term used to measure odor levels.
No. We're going to have to find a way to skip this. Hold on. We're going to go about here.
Enough to send me one of their starter packages, and included in that package was this spray-on deodorant.
What do you?
Stick deodorant.
Okay.
The fact that this
Okay,
stick
bro.
deodorant is aluminum
Okay, bro. All right, bro. We appreciate you.
And with a great deal that is their starter package,
bro. Come on now. Hold on. A little bit. Come on. Chill out.
Ooh, let's begin.
Thank you.
When it comes to slasher villains,
and that's no diss to bro. That's not. Hey, get your promotion, cause listen, I'm gonna be doing the same thing when I get my first little sponsorship. Hey, you know me.
It's often the case that the horror of their actions is amplified further by a suitably horrifying appearance, and Art is no exception.
Really? Why is no one built like that?
Aspects of both clowns and mimes in his design. Art's monochromatic mime-derived color scheme is bleak enough, but overall, the costume he wears wouldn't be something that would strike terror within you right off the bat.
Exactly.
It's about as traditional of a clown costume as you can get, complete with pom-pom buttons, a frilly neck collar, oversized shoes, white fingerless gloves, and a tiny hat. No, the costume is only made terrifying by the person wearing it, and the face attached to that person. Art's makeup, like his costume, is very monochromatic, with white face paint, black eyeliner with traditional clown markings, black exaggerated eyebrows, a black dot on the tip of his nose, and black mouth liner. And Art's black and white color scheme when applied to his makeup is far more unsettling when compared to his costume. But even though that's true, it's not the makeup or the...
And don't he eat people? Don't he do that? Yeah, when I say I don't put nothing past this man, Like literally, I'm literally terrified of this. Like literally, y'all, I'm not scared of clowns, but I did believe if I saw this nigga in person, I would actually be terrified. Because listen, when I watch the movie, I'm like, bro, he's chill. Like you literally can't tell when he's on bullshit, when he's playing, or when he's actually on some bad timing. But now that I finished the first movie, I think he's always never mind, because he was playing. There was a bunch of times he was playing during the movie, so you don't know when he's playing or when he's about to literally go insane. Like,
Costume that makes Art such a creepy character. It's his facial structure. Art's face is a bit too large and a bit too angular. His head, especially when his bald cap is removed, is enormous, far larger than any normal human should be, and his concave temples and jowls, protruding cheekbones, sunken eye sockets, large chin, stereotypical witch's nose, and set of brown pointed teeth accented by dark and decaying gums are what transforms him from odd mime clown fusion into certified nightmare fuel.
Facts.
I mean, technically they're the same character.
I
But
can
take
see
a look
this
at
nigga
this
in my
early
night.
iteration of art
What
portrayed
the
by Mike Gianelli that was featured in the anthology film All Hallows Eve. Is he still a bit unsettling? Sure he is, but this is what Art's makeup and costume look like on your average human male, and it's nowhere near as terrifying as the art we have now,
True.
who by virtue of being a mimey clown already triggers that uncanny valley effect within us. But with his aforementioned facial
How
features
does he do
accentuating
it?
these aspects of him, it elevates that feeling from a 5 to a 10. Couple all of this with his garbage bag of tricks and the grime or blood that's usually caked on his person, and you have the perfect recipe for the grungy clown of horror that is Art the Clown. Now, the irrational fears that many people have of clowns and mimes have always been numbered among the more common phobias out there, and I don't think it's a stretch to claim that if you were in a room with 10 people, 7 of those people would claim to either outright fear clowns or mimes,
Really?
or at least express how they creep them out in some way.
I believe that.
Personally, I enjoy both. A well-done performance by a clown or a mime is something that I've always appreciated,
Okay.
and I think it's rather unfortunate that so many people fear them, because they can be entertaining and funny when done right. Now, obviously, Art is supposed to be terrifying, and there's nothing irrational about fearing him. But the point I just made about them
That
being
nigga is
entertaining and funny,
genuinely
when done right, still stands. As though I risk sounding like
I
a
just
broken...
realized, ain't that nigga tall as shit? That nigga's huge. Huge. Nigga, he could be in the NBA. Bruh, there's one part where I'm not gonna spoil the movie. Like, this is when he's playing, bro. There's one part where he's riding a little bike. Bruh, how is his big ass spinner on that?
record at this point. It's not even Art's insidious appearance that makes him such an effective,
Exactly.
entertaining, and memorable horror villain. It's the way he acts. Art is more often than not painfully gleeful and whimsical, with wide-eyed heavy brown smiles being his most sinister method of intimidation, with otherwise excruciating expressions
He's just playing.
often accentuating the brutally horrendous actions he takes. As a mime-clown fusion, Art never speaks, and that makes everything he does infinitely more harrowing.
Oh God!
Silent laughter and slapstick antics radiating from his person, as he brutalizes people and animals in the most terrifying ways you can imagine.
He do animals
are both highly
too?
unsettling and mesmerizing. And watching Art treat people as nothing more than toys that are to be taken apart at the seams
Facts.
is a big part of what has made him such a standout character. Now, as much as I'd like to go into detail about all the things Art has done in this series, I don't think YouTube would appreciate that very much.
Exactly.
If you've seen any of these films, which I'm sure you have,
You know.
that everything that Art does is heinously evil, and Art is without a doubt an evil person.
Facts,
But
facts,
what is
facts.
Art's motivation for killing and torturing all of the people he does? Well, that's actually relatively easy to confirm. However, his motivations do evolve a tad as his character evolves. In the director's commentary for
He
the
gets
first film,
worse?
Damien Leone stated that Art was human, and in that film, we're given an indicator for this in the opening sequence, as we find
Take it back. Did he just say Art's human? Take it back. There ain't no way.
to confirm. However,
That nigga's a
his
demon.
motivations do evolve a tad as his character evolves. In the director's commentary for the first film, Damien Leone stated that Art was human, and in that film, we're given an indicator for this in the opening sequence, as we find Art applying his makeup before heading out for a night on the town on Halloween.
Right.
And considering he is human, I reckon those odd facial features I mentioned earlier have to be some kind of prosthetics, as though it might be possible for a human to be born with that sort of facial structure. I imagine that would be quite rare. One interesting thing to note about Art here as well is that even when he's experiencing some brutal punishment when his victims are fighting back,
So-
he never once makes a sound. And if it weren't for this little detail, I'd have assumed that his whole silence gimmick was just that,
Exactly.
a gimmick. But if he doesn't even let out so much as a whimper when he's suffering some serious injuries, that
Exactly.
leads me to believe that he's completely mute, which is something that could potentially serve as a reason why he is who he is.
Bro, that's why, bro. Y'all, I watched it with my girlfriend, right? I was like he has to be like mute, bro, cause like how, bro, it's getting hurt, like hurt. I'm not saying how he get hurt, but he gets hurt. and he don't even bro, if I even experience that, bro, I'll be yelling from today to the end of next week. Boy, what the, bro? Ain't no way, ain't no way. Oh my god, oh my god, y'all. You ever just seen something and you just visualize it in your mind and you just still like, wow, what? Wow, why? Yo, bro, it's crazy. I don't believe this is human only because, bro, of what happens in the movie, the first movie. I don't know what happens in the other two, like I said, but what happens in the movie, and there's no way, there's no way, there's no way. There's no
but
way.
we'll just have to see about
There's
that
no way.
if and when we learn more about his background.
There's no
So as a human being, what are Art's motivations? Well, again, depending on whether or not we get some backstory for him in Terrifier 4, they might be expanded
He got a
upon.
fourth one?
But for now, the overall goal for Art's actions seems to just be his overt sadism, as I can see no other explanation at this point for why he does what he does,
Exactly,
other
bro.
than the fact that Art just simply loves murdering and torturing people for the
Fact.
fun of it. However, at the end of Terrifier 1, Art chooses to end his life once he's about to be apprehended by the police.
Exactly.
But he's almost immediately brought back to life by the influence of a mysterious pale little girl, who after watching the third film, doesn't...
Oh, that's how. Oh, so that's how they're gonna bring it up in the third film. Cause I was gonna say, how did he come back to life? So okay, so they talk about it in the third film. Oh my god, you mean I gotta watch 2 more? I gotta watch 2 more just to find out? This bitch look crazy as fuck too. Oh my god, you mean I have to watch these movies? I gotta continue. They good, I guess. I don't even know how. I don't even know how to rate these movies. I don't want to call it good because of what happens. Like, but it's out. I don't even want to say I enjoyed watching it. Like, it was. I'll watch another one. That's how I'm gonna put it. I'll watch another one.
doesn't seem to be so mysterious anymore. Now, if we look at what we're given about Art's character in All Hallows Eve, and thus the Terrifier short film, we can see in these entries that Art is clearly some sort of supernatural being, which would mean that he already was one in the first Terrifier.
Okay.
But both the short film and the Ninth Circle are sort of hard to fit into Art's timeline, and I don't think it really makes sense to consider them canon at this point. We did get an Easter egg at the end of Terrifier 3, where a woman is reading a book called The Ninth Circle on the bus Art gets on, but I think that really was just an Easter egg for the fans, more so than it was confirmation that those entries are canon. So with that in mind, I think it's safe to say that Art didn't have any sort of supernatural powers before he was brought back. Powers that he was granted by the aforementioned little
So he
girl, who I
doesn't.
believe is all but confirmed to be none other than Satan himself. And because that's true, Art has been elevated to the status of a demon by the Lord of Evil himself. There are 2 things in particular that indicate this to be true. One is that about halfway through the third film, Sienna confronts her brother with a letter he wrote her while she was in a psychiatric hospital that partially explains what Art is now
This
and
was
who that pale
crazy.
little girl is. Here's what the letter said. We have to destroy the little girl before it's too late, Sienna. Destroy her because she's inhuman, a demon. Sometimes demons try to enter our world, only they can't do it alone. They have to choose a vessel, someone recently deceased, who functions as a bridge between worlds. But not just anyone, someone sinister, depraved, the worst kind of evil. So when Art died, he either became a conduit for demonic energy, or he caused such misery and mayhem during his killing spree that he allowed the devil to possess the body of Vicky Hayes, who then resurrects Art as a demon. And after he resurrects him a second time at the end of the second film, he becomes his new partner in crime, or more appropriately, his boss. An interesting little detail that pops up here and there is Art's distaste for his new master, as there are a few points where we see Art giving Vicky, or the pale little girl, some disapproving looks, and perhaps this indicates that Art isn't exactly too happy with having to follow the designs of another, instead of killing whoever he wants, whenever he wants to. Now, the other indicator that I think makes it pretty clear that the devil is directly responsible for all this, and is likely both the pale little girl and the entity inhabiting Vicky, is because of what happens at the end of Terrifier 3. After Art and Devil Vicky make their way to Sienna's new home, they proceed to slaughter nearly everyone there, as is to be expected. But rather than just creating a depraved mess with their kills like usual, they use Sienna's uncle's body to create a mock crucifixion, and Devil Vicky is wearing a crown of thorns before she places that crown on Sienna's head, both of which are clear references to Jesus, but specifically, Jesus' crucifixion, which becomes even more on the nose when we see Art whipping Sienna with her uncle's guts. Now obviously,
My fault, y'all. I know I ain't said a word in a minute, but this shit, like, y'all can tell earlier, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. I gotta watch these movies, bro. Not like, bro, this is crazy to me, bro. The fact that this is even real life is insane. I mean, this ain't real. Hopefully. Yeah, but shit.
all demons are an affront to God. But to go the extra mile and recreate the crucifixion in a couple different ways seems like something the devil would do. And considering the devil once tempted Jesus to give in to him, in much the same way he attempts to get Sienna to, I think this entity being the devil is all too fitting. What makes this even more plausible is that Sienna has clearly been granted some God-given powers, and she's seemingly been charged with becoming a savior much like Jesus, who was meant to battle against the forces of evil, God's chosen representative on earth, if you will. And if the devil were able to get a hold over Sienna, it's reasonable to assume that he'd usher in a reign of terror that would transform the world into a gore-filled hellscape that's horrifying beyond anything we could imagine. So now, after becoming a demon, it would seem that Art is in part, or mostly driven by the plans of his new master, which makes sense when you consider he had both of them laid dormant in an abandoned apartment complex, until Sienna was released from the hospital. And while Art as a human was a monster who could be counted amongst the most evil people who ever existed, he's now something exponentially more terrifying, a tool for the enemy of all humanity that will help him carry out his dark designs with extreme, whimsical cruelty. However, if he had just remained a man with a horrible penchant for sadism, Art still would have been one of the most diabolical slasher villains ever created, and one of the most sickening. But now that he isn't, I'm very interested to see what direction this character will take in Terrifier 4, and considering a portal to hell opened at the end of the third movie, and Sienna has resolved to chase after Gabby, I have a feeling that that film is going to be one of the most exciting conclusions to a franchise that we've ever been given. Until then though, we have plenty of things to look to in the first 3 films that show us just how monstrously evil Art the Clown truly is. And as a contender for the most brutal slasher villain ever made, Art is a representation of one of the most horrifying types of evil. Evil that has no true purpose. Evil that seeks to sow suffering and destruction simply for the sake of it. An evil that laughs in your face as it rips out your insides and destroys.
That's what it was so like crazy, cause I was like, oh, he must like her. No, he did not like her. She didn't like the rest of them. That nigga got no heart, bro. Bro has no heart, literally, bro. Like he's different, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch these other ones, bro. These sound crazy, bro. These, like, even if I watch it by myself, bro, like, those sound crazy.
Everything that you love. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Analyzing Evil, and I hope you've enjoyed. What are your thoughts on Art the Clown? Let me know down below.
Shout out to, bro, the rest of the video gonna be down in the description, man. Y'all let me know your thoughts, bro. Let me know if y'all seen all the movies or just one. I love y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all next video. We out. Ugh.